Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the live broadcast. So, my name is Angeline Constantinou, and I am the founder, transformational coach, and podcaster of Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. So, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Angeline Mitchell. And in fact, we are broadcasting live right now on my YouTube channel. And also, please like and subscribe to my podcast on Anchor FM, Spotify, Google, Apple, and all the live streams. So tonight's live is going to be fire. I cannot wait to bring Michelle Jewsbury on. So my podcast, which is Let's Break the Silence with Angeline, we help with domestic abuse survivors amplify their voice, and we help them regain their power. And this is a platform for women to share their real life stories of how they came out of domestic abuse. So I'm super, super excited to introduce Michelle. So Michelle is an international philanthropist, speaker, author, and coach. In August of 2016, Michelle focused her efforts on ending domestic violence. Her desire to help victims of domestic abuse came from personal experience in such a relationship. In July 2017, Michelle founded Unsilenced Voices, a 501c3 nonprofit focused on inspiring change in communities around the globe by encouraging victims to break free and survivors to speak up about domestic violence and sexual assault. She has since completed and published her personal memoir, But I Love Him. Michelle offers digital courses and private coaching programs to help people start nonprofits and businesses and to overcome challenges to create even more personal and professional success. No one is useless in this world who lightens the burdens of another. A quote by Charles Dickens. So, without further ado, hi, Michelle.
Hey, Angeline, I'm so excited to be here. And hello, everyone, to Facebook land and YouTube land and wherever you are watching on all the streams. So I'm so
excited. I am super excited for you to be here tonight, Michelle. And what is the time where you are right now?
So right now I'm in Pacific time. So I'm currently in Los Angeles. So it's 4:30, but I do live in Florida. So that's Eastern time and travel all around often. So I'm used to trying to figure out that time zone.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So yeah, I know. And I would travel to LA. I remember, a few years ago I'd be traveling, and LA, I love LA, and I love the West Coast. So this is my friend Dawn. She's tagging a friend of mine, Eleni, a mutual friend. Awesome. And hi from Ohio, and hello. Hi, Dawn. Hello, I'm glad you were able to catch the live broadcast tonight. Yes. So, the reason why I brought you on here to my platform is because you have a story to share, and your mission of helping women victims of domestic violence really, really resonates with me. So tell us what happened. What inspired you to start your not-for-profit?
Yeah, no problem. And Angeline, I'll do my best not to take up the whole time because I know that we are limited. However, some of you don't know me. So I did share this on my personal Facebook. However, Angeline has a lot larger audience that I don't know. And I'm super excited to meet you all. So you may be wondering who the heck I am and what Unsilenced Voices is. So I'm just going to jump right in. I was born to two amazing parents. My mom and my dad were beautiful souls. They're no longer with us. I miss them dearly, but I still hear my mom say, "Go girl, go." So they were my biggest cheerleaders growing up. And whether I wanted to be a varsity cheerleader or an astronaut or compete in the Olympics, they always said, "Go for it." And growing up, my daddy was military, so we moved around a lot. My brother and I relied on our family because we had to make friends, then unmake friends, then remake new friends. And it was tough. It was very, very difficult. But growing up, I excelled in school. I was National Honor Society. I was school treasurer. I got straight A's, graduated with like a 3.9, Dean's List my freshman year in college. But I knew I wanted something even more. And that something even more was not to go to school, because I did not actually enjoy school. But that something even more was to move to Hollywood, California and become a movie star. So that's what I did.
Wow.
And I packed up my bags and packed up my car, and it was a lot of fun, and drove to Hollywood, and things were going really well. You know, I was on my way to stardom. I thought I was starring in independent plays and films, and produced my own show, which was amazing. And then I ended up meeting somebody, Angeline. I met this young man. We will call him Paul. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed, very handsome, entrepreneur. Swept me off my feet. He began courting me, sending me gifts and flowers, taking me to baseball games and basketball games and concerts. And we even chartered planes and flew to Northern California and Vegas, and took trips together. And I really thought that this man was going to become my Prince Charming. Growing up, my mom and my dad had this incredible love story that I so badly wanted. I wanted to meet somebody that was like my daddy. And growing up, I never experienced violence of any kind in the household. My daddy never raised his voice to my mom, let alone lift his hand. And my mom never did the same to him. You know, domestic violence goes both ways. So about 4 months into my relationship with Paul, my head went through the wall. And I had no idea that this was domestic violence, because I was not brought up in a household that experienced it. I was not educated about domestic violence. And I blamed myself. You know, I believed his lies. I believed the gaslighting. I thought that I had triggered him. It was my fault. And I ended up staying with my abuser for 4 years. And during those 4 years, I endured physical violence lasting upwards of 4 hours per beating, sexual abuse, financial abuse, and psychological manipulation.
Oh, goodness.
Finally, Angeline, you reach a point, you reach a breaking point, right? And I reached a breaking point where I had had enough, and I was able to escape that relationship. And I sat in front of my computer, very similar to what we're all doing now, watching this amazing podcast. And I just began to write and document things that happened to me. And when I read it back to myself, that's when it was aha. That was the crazy moment, that it was like, how is this me? And I knew my story mattered. I knew that no matter what it is that I went through, it's about how I react to what I've gone through.
Right.
And I ended up writing and performing a 65-minute solo play. And then people came up to me, told me their stories of domestic violence. And that's when I knew I had to do something even more. And in 2017, founded Unsilenced Voices, where we work in 4 countries, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Rwanda, and the USA. And I've been speaking and coaching and helping people all around the world since 2019. So it was not very long ago. It's been about 5 years now that Unsilenced Voices has been around. And we are making significant strides, and I'm super excited. There's a lot of great things going on, and today is Giving Tuesday. So
I was just going to say that.
today is Giving Tuesday. It's an international giving day. So I encourage you, if it's not Unsilenced Voices, that you give back to an organization, because 85% of running a nonprofit is all about fundraising. And I know we're not here for that. However, I do want to encourage you to give back either to us or an organization that you care about. So that's kind of me in a nutshell, Angeline. There you go.
You in a nutshell. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, but to go through that. And I understand totally how you feel, because I went through something similar. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like for the women who are going to be, you know, who are watching tonight, and for our listeners who are going to be listening to the replay, I mean, how did you break free? I mean, when did you reach your breaking point?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a cycle in domestic violence. And if you're unfamiliar with that cycle, it goes from walking on eggshells to then a big blow up to then the apology stage. And it's a repetitive cycle. And that apology stage keeps most victims trapped in abusive relationships, because the abuser says, I'm so sorry, I love you, I promise I will never do it again. And unfortunately, it happens again and again. Well, there has to be some extra thing that happens. And in my case, I found out that my abuser was having affairs on me.
Oh my God.
Subconsciously, I was allowing the abuse to continue, the psychological manipulation, the physical violence, um, and and when I found out that he was cheating on me, I lost it. I drank a lot of alcohol during that time. I was trying to numb some pain, um,
Right.
but that was really my catapult for leaving. And when I finally did leave, I actually found out that he was abusing another woman, and that's when I finally was like, I have to be done. And I had a choice to make. Right? I had a choice. I could either allow him to continue controlling me because he was financially abusing me and still emotionally manipulating me, or I could say, screw you, and I'm taking my power back. And that's what I did.
Well, kudos to you and congratulations for taking your power back. Now, did you go for counseling? I mean, did you go for therapy? You
Yeah,
know, because I know it's a process.
it
It
is.
doesn't happen overnight. And, there are a lot of women out there, unfortunately, who feel ashamed and they're afraid to share their story.
Yeah, and I have a lot of clients who at first say that they don't want to share their story. But I will tell you that once you're able to get it off of your chest, once you're able to either write it out in non-traditional types of modalities, act it out like I did in a play, or speak it like I do now, um, I believe that your voice matters. And the more
Mhm.
you actually talk about this topic and talk about things that you've gone through, the more healing that you will actually receive. I often teach you have to feel in order to heal. And when you go through that transition, then the process of recovery is quicker. Now, I am a huge advocate for therapy. Like I said, there's different modalities. I chose the traditional modality of sitting one on one with a therapist. However, there are different ways to heal. And I believe that it's just incredibly important. So I went through therapy for about, I don't know, 8 years. I still have a therapist. I believe
Okay.
that everyone should still have a therapist. I specifically have one because on a monthly basis, I may get triggered by a client or something that has happened, and I want to be able to express myself. But I have confidentiality with my clients, and I definitely don't want to speak aloud unless it is spoken about before. So I help to regulate myself that way. I also go on a lot of hikes and walks and scuba diving and things like that to help regulate me. But definitely therapy is a significant part.
Oh, sure. And it, like you said, the healing process takes time,
Hmm.
and someone may be triggered, and, I appreciate your transparency and sharing that with us tonight, you know, that it's possible that you can be triggered.
Hmm.
It's possible. So how do you deal with that? What are the strategies that you've incorporated to deal with the trigger if a woman, let's say, is being triggered by something?
There's a brown paper bag methodology where you take it if you're hyperventilating, right? And you breathe it in and out and in and out, and you try to calm your nerves. Well, what I do is I teach people to calm their nerves. You take deep breaths. You take a break. If you are triggered by something, go
Mm,
outside, take a walk, give yourself time to breathe so that you can calm yourself down, because there are many things in life that are triggering, Angeline, like you're talking about. And it's all
right.
about the self regulation. And in order to regulate yourself, self care is not selfish. So you have to put yourself first, and you have to put yourself first before you can even help the people around you.
I agree. I agree. And self-love.
Yes.
And how about practicing gratitude, meditation?
Hmm.
Definitely, definitely. Oh, we have someone here. Hi. Oh, Facebook, whoever you. I know. Yep. Go up to the post above and click on streamyard.com/Facebook, and we will be able to see your face and we'll say hello. So because right now it just shows Facebook users. So, I love the work that you're doing with the organization. So so how, like with unsilencedvoices.org, you're throughout the world.
Yes.
See, you're in
Yes.
Ghana.
I'm very excited. So yeah, I'll talk about what we're doing. We have the bulk of our programming right now in Sierra Leone, and in Sierra Leone we have over 26 girls that we sponsor to go through vocational training. We pay for their lunches and school materials, and we help them off the streets. Many of them were trafficked. A lot of them have been in abusive relationships, and you're talking 14 to 19-year-old kids who have kids. So it's definitely a huge accomplishment for us to be able to serve all of these kids. Plus, we also work with the government. We do 3 educational seminars every month to work with women and men. This happens to men, typically overseas. It is more of a female issue. We talk a lot about education because you don't know what you don't know. And we do the same things. We help young kids in Rwanda and in Ghana. We've got partner organizations that we work with, from ARC Foundation to IDA Rwanda, and we just partner. I believe in collaborations and coalitions to work together to create sustainable change. So we empower, encourage, and education, like I said, is key. In the US, we have gifted over $33,000 to survivors this year that they have been able to use for relocation, transportation, childcare, you name it, to help them escape abusive relationships. And we've got 2 really amazing things. One I can't talk about quite yet, but the other one, we are planning to open a day center in Tampa. So Tampa, Florida, with services, right? So we are looking for sponsors for that. We definitely need donations. Yes, we are stronger together, Dawn.
Absolutely, Dawn. Absolutely.
Yes. And that's why collaborations are important. But we're hoping to serve not only domestic violence, but also human trafficking survivors as well. And then in Sierra Leone, we are actually taking a mission trip there in March, where I have 1 spot left. So if you are interested, please connect with me. That's March 6th to the 13th. And we are in communication. I got to keep my fingers crossed. Can't really say much about this, with a TV show that may come and build for us in Sierra Leone. So I'm very excited for that. It feels like it's happening. So I'll know more within the next couple of weeks.
That's great. That's great. Please keep us posted.
Yes, definitely.
So people can go to your website then this is unsilencedvoices.org.
Yeah, definitely. So there's resources on the website if you are going through, or somebody who may be going through abusive situation. There's a list of resources. You can download a PDF. You can get information about helping, volunteering, becoming a sponsor. We've got a huge gala happening December 7th in Las Vegas. So if you are in the Vegas area, December 7th this year, so in like 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks, we have a gala. So Dame Dee Wong is our keynote speaker, and she is the co-executive producer of a documentary called It's Happening Right Here. It's all about domestic violence in America and human trafficking in America. And often people just are unaware of what's happening. And we have a dueling piano show, dinner, open bar. It's going to be a really lovely event. Tickets are only $2.99. If you actually, a couple ticket is only $500, and a table of 8 is only $1,600. So you actually save money going up. And we've got a little bit of space left. So if you are interested,
that's great.
Please visit.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I would love for you to come as well, Angeline.
Oh my God, that is amazing. And I've been to Vegas. I've traveled to Vegas many times, but the documentary, that's something that I want to do, but that's not going to be till next year. But how did you partner with how did you?
So we're not partnered with the documentary. However, Dame Dee Wong is the co-executive producer of It's Happening Right Here. And that's the documentary about human trafficking in the US.
Yeah.
And we've partnered with Dee Wong. And I have partnered with other producers in the past to do a documentary. I eventually plan to turn my book into a movie, and I'm working on my second book now. So I'm working with my editor, and we are actually going to pitch to publishers. So instead of just publishing on Amazon, which is still great, and that's what I did for my first book. We are pitching to publishers for the second book starting the end of next year.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It is. It's really, really exciting.
Oh, hi, Roberta. How are you? Nice to see you. Oh, ladies, we would love your feedback here tonight on this amazing live. Oh my God, I'm literally blown away. I am literally blown away of what you have accomplished. And, and it all, like you said, our voices need to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
Our voices must be heard, but what you have accomplished is mind blowing.
I love seeing the transformation the most, Angeline. So whether it's our girls in Sierra Leone, and I mean, I'll tell you a story. Last time I went to Sierra Leone was March of 2020. And there's a young girl there. Her name is Sali Amatu. She's been in our program for a couple of years.
Okay.
And I got to the vocational training center, and she ran up to me and she just began to cry, right? And she hugged me and just wanted to touch me, and she said thank you so many times. And then she proceeded to give me gifts. So she had made garments for me and handed me these garments, a dress, and some other materials. And then she gave me a live chicken. Now, Sali Amatu is about 19 years old, and she's got 2, if not 3 children of her own. And this live chicken could have fed her family for 24 to 48 hours. And she decided to use every last amount of money she had and gift it to me in gratitude. You talked about gratitude earlier. And this is what I love about our girls over there is they now advocate with our team, going to villages, going to markets, sensitizations, and educating women about the importance of having their voice and not allowing violence to happen. It's wonderful, right? And I love seeing the transformation when I get to coach people. One of my clients, Jamie Wright, she now is influencing legislature in Houston, Texas, and she's a survivor of domestic violence. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah.
It's amazing. Oh, Dawn asked the question, what is your book?
Yeah, it's called But I Love Him, and you can find it on Amazon. You can also go to unsilencemyvoice.com. Again, unsilencemyvoice.com. Perfect. Angeline put it down here. But yeah, it's called But I Love Him, and it's a true story. It's my true story of domestic violence. Names and locations and dates are changed. However, it is a true memoir.
Well, I'm definitely going to buy the book.
Well, thank you.
I'm going to buy the book. Absolutely. Because I love reading books. And now with winter here in upstate New York, it's going to be a little cold. So
I was actually just there. I went to New York City. I'm a huge Dave Matthews Band fan.
Oh my goodness.
And my friend and I just saw him at Madison Square Garden. So I literally just got back from New York City. I wish we would have connected, Angeline.
I know. And Dave Matthews performs up here in Saratoga Springs in the summer.
He does. I know. So if I'm not traveling, I'm planning on going.
Okay. Well, let me know because I will
Dave. I've got Dave all over everything.
Yeah, Dave Matthews is huge up here in this area. Oh, you're welcome, Dawn. And
Yes.
Roberta said, my daughters
were there. I know, it was such a great show.
Wow. Oh, what a show. Oh my God. I'm so excited.
Well, Angeline, I mean, this kind of leads us into the next topic, what you can do to have fun, right? Because life is
there you go. It's all
about fun and enjoying yourself. It's not always about the negative and the heavy. It's about what you do in spite of some of that negative and that heavy. And what it is that is so important is having fun. My mentor, Bill Walsh, often talks about faith, family, fun, or family, faith, fun, however you want to put it. But fun is there. Fun is number 3. So I encourage everybody to schedule fun. Take a day a week and take it off. Don't kill yourself with work.
Once I agree with you.
Either do a staycation or go away. Exactly.
Thank you. The world needs to hear this, and the world will hear this. I agree. I mean, I make it a point to take off one day a week.
Yep.
And just I focus on gratitude, but I go out. And I remember when I was going through my divorce, I was starting to go out by myself. I said, yeah, because, it was like, this was so new for me. And, it was an adjustment, but I celebrated myself. And I think that's something that women need to do more of, to celebrate themselves.
Yeah, I think that it's not just women, men as well.
I agree. I agree.
Unfortunately, I believe that women have demasculated a lot of men. And I believe that men need masculine encouragement. And I think that women and men need to step back, however you identify, and really be true to who you are and give yourself that space, that freedom to have a good time, to laugh with your friends and family, to have even more fun in your life. And you can also build an empire while you're doing it. You can build a mission, ministry, movement, nonprofit, or a business. And this is what's so incredible about domino effect. It's not about me. It's not about Angeline here, right?
Right.
It's about creating the domino effect of change. So if I can do it, you can do it too.
Exactly. 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 And I love your mission. I love your mission, and the ministry part. That is something that I'm going to be working on
That's great.
starting in 2 weeks. So I hired a coach, and she is amazing, and I cannot wait to work with her. So all of this is like, it just resonates with me. I mean, we are born to lead. And I'm glad you brought up about men, because men, they feel that they've been silenced, and there's been, I think, a misconception to dispel regarding men being abused. So, we now look at the Johnny Depp trial. Look what happened there. You know,
Yeah, now I don't personally know Johnny Depp or Amber Heard, so I do know the trial, of course, like everybody else. And I think that uh, when you are in pain, as they were, both of them,
both of
that
them
they
were.
created even more pain for each other. And men are abused. We don't talk about statistics. 1 in 4 young boys have been sexually assaulted, and we don't talk about that. And unfortunately, when you experience abuse, when you experience domestic violence in the home as a child, you are susceptible, 40 to 60% are susceptible to either being abusers or being abused in the future.
Exactly. Exactly. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So we need to break it. We definitely need, to break the silence on that. I have a question to ask now regarding, because I know that you offer coaching services.
Yes.
Private coaching.
Mhm.
So do you also offer group coaching?
I do. I actually have a group crash course starting the end of December. I believe it's December 28th, that
Oh.
Wednesday. And it's a live virtual crash course. So it's 5 weeks consecutively every Wednesday. And I'll drop it in the chat later, but it's ultimatebreakthroughbootcamp.com. You can also get to it. Just leave unsilencemyvoice.com there.
Okay.
They can go there. You can find the group crash course there as well.
Oh, good. Good.
And it's all about turning your story into a nonprofit or a business and overcoming a lot of the challenges. It's, can I do this? Am I good enough? And talking really about what you need to be an influencer and how you can raise money and how you can take out the loans and crossing your T's and dotting your I's and making sure you have everything correct so that you can have a successful business and a successful nonprofit. We're 6 figures, and we are our budget for 2024 is well over $1 million, so we can have that Tampa Day Center. And it's all about, how are we going to do that, and how is your presence and your brand reflecting on how profitable you can be in both your nonprofit and your business.
Exactly. Exactly. That's amazing. That is amazing. Now you also offer a free digital download. Is that correct?
Yeah. So if you text the word unite, UNITE, to 26786, it's on the screen, but again, it's text unite to 26786. You will receive a free digital download of 5 steps to overcome challenges. And it's a lot of visualization. I know a lot of people are visual. So it's all about, realizing your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and action steps to take so you really can gain the confidence that you need in order for you to have your success. Success is different for every person. So whatever that success is for you, that's what that will help you get.
All right, great. That's awesome. Now, in closing tonight, and I'm so glad that you were on my podcast show tonight, what is a special message that you would like to share with the listeners and the viewers tonight and the ones who will be watching the replay?
All right, that's awesome. So I feel very repetitive when I say this, but I know there are always different audiences. So this is why I end every interview and every podcast with the same saying. So there's a movie, Angeline, you probably know the movie. It's called Finding Nemo. And Dory in that movie is a fish who is kind of a ditz and swims around getting lost all the time. And the one thing that Dory says to herself is just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Because God can't steer a parked car. You have to keep swimming. Keep going. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. Believe in yourself and believe that things will and can change. So that's what I want to encourage everybody with is just keep swimming.
I love it. I love it. I love it, Michelle. Just keep swimming. So, for those of you, and thank you, Michelle, for being on my podcast show. And by the way, my podcast episodes go live every Monday morning at 7 a.m. on Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. So, this podcast episode will be uploaded next Monday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. And so, please like and subscribe. And it's Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. You can subscribe on Anchor FM, Spotify, Google, Apple, and all the live streams wherever you listen. And this live is already on my YouTube channel. So I'm really, really super excited. So Michelle, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And for those of you who are going to be catching the replay, please hashtag replay in the comments below. Please share this live out with a friend, coworker, if you have a community, someone who needs to hear this powerful message. And this broadcast is coming to a close. So, Michelle, let's hang out in the green room for a couple minutes. So, good night, everyone.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Be blessed.